Some quick thoughts about Psychic Warfare from Clutch. This band's 11 albums in, so they haven't had to do too much to tweak their formula. It's one that works. It's one that's delivered them a very rabid and fierce fan base, very loyal. And even though this band isn't packing arenas or anything like that, they're still going to a lot of smaller venues. These are shows that feel extremely intimate. They're a lot of fun, and they have a lot to offer to a listener. Just good jams that have a lot of variety. Hard rock, a little bit of alternative rock, some blues in there, some heavy metal. They can be hard, they can be soft. All in all, Clutch is just a perfect group to kind of light up something to and enjoy. You know, sit back and just see where the music and the vibe takes you. Now, this album here, Psychic Warfare, 12 tracks long, doesn't even crack the 40-minute mark, and this is actually something that is a bit of a continuation of a mentality that they used with Earth Rocker a couple of years ago, and the fact that they wanted to keep their albums now toward a traditional LP length, which ends up being an extremely wise endeavor considering LPs right now are huge. Vinyl records and vinyl sales have overtaken digital sales here in the past 12 months, or, well, I guess you could say the past 10 months in 2015, which is definitely good news. The Affidavit, the very first track off of Psychic Warfare, reveals that perhaps that they should just start right there from the beginning, and it immediately launches right into X-Ray Visions. And whenever you hear a Clutch song, whenever you hear something that's trademarked from this band, you're going to be overtaken by just the crunch and the groove that really comes along with it. Now, this isn't a crunch and a groove that's, you know, being used to, I guess, term a Grateful Dead song or a Fish song. This is one that usually has a little bit more of an upbeat tempo to it, one that has a little bit more of a metallic property. It has a lot of great sort of deeper tones to it that is only characterized and magnified by the very, very interesting but also instantly recognizable voice that this band is able to employ, and that's both on a vocal and a musical level. So it's definitely a group that has a lot of things going for it like that. Robot Hive / Exodus was one of my favorite albums of the 2000s. The song there's a couple songs on there that are just absolutely magnificent, including one that was completely in binary. If you actually know that song title, post it in the comments and just have a little bit of fun with it. Maybe you can post your whole comment in binary. That would be stupid, but whatever. I really like on this album how they're able to sort of transition, and this is something that has been part of Clutch's song forever. But I love this band since they're able to transition from that kind of more mid to up tempo, you know, quicker paced, fun sounding material that has just strange lyricism that's and that's something that's showcased in The Quick Death of Texas, either that or Sucker for the Witch, where he mentions Stevie Nicks. But there's also just a lot of great ways where this band tunes things down a little bit, like tracks such as Our Lady of Electric Light, or the very final track on this album, Son of Virginia, where they kind of descend a little bit more into a southern blues rock style, either that or a southern rock style that has some overtones that might even make you think about the backcountry. It's especially whenever you cue up Son of Virginia for the first time, you're going to get some of those feelings of, uh-oh, if I go deeper down this road, I'm going to start hearing banjos, and it's going to be the wrong kind of banjos. But it always circles back into a real positive musical direction, not to mention also it all tends to come together, and they all find a way to eventually rock out in. Our Lady of Electric Light was one that maintains a lot of that softness, but in Son of Virginia, by the time you reach the end of this 7-minute long opus, you are giving yourself a slow little nod of the head, almost like the Clutch I'm High headbang, which is pretty funny. And it just leaves you feeling very complete. It leaves you feeling very satisfied. That's what a Clutch album, and that's what most Clutch albums are all about. They leave you feeling satisfied, and that's what makes this band difficult to really rip, and it makes the band kind of difficult to dislike. They just always leave you with a pretty satisfactory feeling, unless this just isn't your style of music whatsoever. That would probably be the only reason why you'd be able to get a word in edgewise as far as a rip is concerned. Love the lyricism. The lyricism is always really unique. It just feels like these guys go into the studio and just write whatever the hell they feel like, and it's not something that needs to be tailored towards certain topics. It's instead something where they're almost inventing their own legends, either that or just having a little bit of fun. There's one track where they talk about All Saints Day, and a dog that was strange because he was standing up on all fours and smoking cigarettes. It was surreal to hear the first time, it's surreal to say, and I'm sure that it's really fun to perform. That's what Clutch is all about, just having a lot of fun. You know, this is an album that's necessarily going to set your world on fire. You know, this isn't the album that's going to be 100 out of 100, you know, top notch. You know, Mittens loved this album, as you could probably hear the bell in the background, but at the same time, Mittens also looks right now like he's stoned off a catnip, which very well could be. But at the same time, this is an album that you're not, or this is a band that's not going to release an album that's going to feel like a total bona fide stinker. This is an 81 out of 100, really, really strong material, fun material, more than anything else, and that's the important thing. I want to know what you guys think about Psychic Warfare. I want to know what you guys think about Clutch. I think it's the first time we've talked about Clutch on this channel, outside of maybe lists or mentioning them within other album reviews. Let me know what you think about them in the comments below. I'm coverkillernation, and yeah, I'm not stoned. Yet.